Hi, everyone, and happy Monday. It's Kimberly Beer here with your Make It Happen Monday for this week. This week, I'm going to talk about the very real struggle a lot of businesses face with being able to find good quality graphics. And I'm going to help you with a couple of ways that you can solve that particular problem. So, your mission, should you choose to accept it for this week, is to go and find some nice quality graphics that go along with your business and attain them in a legal fashion where you can be very proud to show them off anywhere you want to show them off. So, as a photographer, I am very cognizant of the fact that images, especially photographs, get taken pretty frequently from the internet. So let me give you a scenario. Let's say you're a business and you paint houses. That's part of what you do. And you need to run an ad, and so you go to Google and you Google the words house painting. And you come up with a bunch of really good images that would actually make pretty nice ads. Any of these images I could build an ad off of. The problem with that is that all of these images are copyrighted by someone. Even the image of the little character here is copywritten by someone. This is someone's work of art that they have created, and it is protected by copyright. Now, I had a client the other day. We're having a discussion about images that she was using for a presentation that she was doing. And I said, how did you get these? And she says, well, I just Googled that term and then I took the image. And I'm like, you might want to not do that. Now, a presentation, maybe that's a little bit more of a victimless crime. But as a photographer, I can tell you that there is no such thing as a victimless crime when it comes to taking images off of online. Most photographers have to advertise, so they have to use images, and a lot of times those images get taken. In addition, there's also product companies and all kinds of things. I mean, there's a ton of ways these images get into Google. The point is that this is not a place where you can right-click, copy the image, and then go put it in an advertisement and do so legally. You need to either hire a photographer, contact the photographer that took the image on here, or use something called royalty-free imagery. So if you have the wherewithal to hire a photographer, and I'm going to tell you that's not as expensive as you might think, by the way. If you consider what you will pay for royalty-free imagery over a period of time, or you consider the return on the quantity of customers that you get because your advertising really truthfully speaks about what it is that you can do, hiring a photographer becomes a whole lot more affordable. And it would be my number one recommendation. So my number one recommendation to get good quality images is to work with a photographer and tell them what you want, what you need, get a bid, make sure you get the rights to use all of those images in all of the projects that you're going to be doing, print, web, so on and so forth. Some photographers charge by usage, and others offer what is called royalty free, where you pay for the photo shoot and then you pay for the images that you want, and then you get to use those images in whatever it is that you want to use them in without paying a royalty. So royalty free, you'll see royalty-free stock photography. That basically means that you have bought the right to use that image in anything but creating a logo. Most royalty-free images won't let you create a logo out of that image or won't let you resell it. In other words, you can't take that image, make a poster out of just that image, and then resell it. You have to do something more with it than that, and some of them even have restrictions on that. But we're talking about marketing and advertising, so I'm going to get out of the gray area and get back into the black and white. So if you're using the image in print or on your website or on social media, royalty-free basically means you don't need to contact the photographer or the agency from which you bought that image to give them more money or to get permission to use that image in those particular situations. So when you work with a professional photographer, you need to be really upfront with them about what it is that you intend to do with the image, and then you need to find out from them how they're going to go about charging you for that. Some photographers are going to charge you based on the usage or what you're going to do with the image and over time. So in other words, you can use the image in so many different ways for a period of time, and then once one of those two things no longer fits, then you need to go back to the photographer and renegotiate. Other photographers work on that more or less royalty-free basis where you pay for the photo shoot, you pay for the editing, you get X number of images, and then you can use those images for a period of time or forever or whatever that particular photographer comes up with. So do talk with them about specifically about not only the charges for the photo shoot, but what they're going to do for you for as far as a copyright release so you can use those images in your marketing. All right, number one thing, hire the professional photographer if you can. If you can't, my second best option for you is to use your own photography where you can. Most people's iPhones or Android phones today have pretty darn good cameras on them. So you may not be able to use that for what I would call your anchor image in your marketing, but you definitely can use photos taken with your cell phone to tell a story. And a lot of folks are fairly passable photographers. I have a lot of clients who've done a really good job with that. The third option is to use royalty-free photography or stock photography. So these are images that photographers have created based on the thought that there might be a need for these images, or they're extra images from another photo shoot, or they're a stock photographer. That's a photographer who goes, oh, well, there's a lot of house painting companies out there that need imagery, so let me take some photos of house painting, and then maybe I can sell those. So those photographers work with royalty-free agencies. Now, there's a couple of different choices that you can utilize with those. So I Googled royalty-free images. Adobe Stock Photography is one. 123rf.com. iStock Photo is one that I use as a resource. They're via Getty Images, which was the big stock agency and still is a big stock agency. So iStock Photo. If you don't want to pay that much and maybe you just need a few graphics here and there for an email occasionally, there's also a place called Graphic Stock. So stock agencies, and I'm going to talk specifically about big stock in a moment here, but stock agencies tend to come in a few flavors. There's the high end ones like Getty and Shutterstock. Then there's the kind of mid-range ones like Big Stock and iStock. And then there's sort of the lower end, which is Graphic Stock, Dreams Time, those kind of agencies. So on the lower end of things like Graphic Stock, it's not very expensive for you to have a Graphic Stock membership. I actually have one, but let's see, what is their pricing on here? It's like $149 or $189, unlimited downloads for an entire year. And they routinely run 50%, 60% off specials. So a lot of times if you join for a week, you can have unlimited downloads for a week. As a matter of fact, I think Graphic Stock is running that right now. And then you can download whatever you need for that amount of money. You can look around on their site. I'm not going to bore you with trying to find where their pricing is at. Graphic Stock's imagery is very usable, but it is also a lot of what you see out there. So if you want something that maybe your competitors don't have as much of a handhold on, or if you want something that's a little bit more unique, then you can go kind of one step up, which would be iStock or Big Stock. So iStock and Big Stock both work off of a subscription base now. Basically, there's two ways you can buy the images. You can buy them via a subscription, or you can buy them via credits, one way or the other. So I am actually logged into my Big Stock. So I'm going to just do search for house painter, and I'll show you the two ways that you can get images here. So now I've looked, and here are images that I can choose from, and I can download one of those images through a subscription, or I can download them through, let's say I want to use this image right here, or I can download it through credits. Those are the two ways that I can buy the images. If I have a subscription, the subscription is going to be something that I pay for by the month, and I get so many downloads in a day or so many downloads in a month. And they run between, I think it's $79.99 or something like that for, here we are, $79.99. Here, we'll look at the pricing, plans and pricing. I know where to find their plans and pricing. So 5 images a day, basically $80 a month. 10 images a day, $99 a month. You can also do videos here, and you can also do these plans by 3 months or by how many images you do per month. So 50 images per month for $79. Now, if you're really good at being able to pre-plan your stuff, you can buy 1 month subscription, download your 50 images for $79, and you're on your way. You can also buy credits. Let me show you what that is. You can buy credit packages so that you can, let's see, credits. Here we are. 10 image credits is $35. 25 image credits is $49. Now you would think that that meant 25 images. It does not, by the way. All right. So back to my house painter. So I'm going to pop back over here to my painting image that I pulled up. All right. So you can see we have small, medium, large, and then extended licenses for using this on merchandise or sale or web templates. So here you can see I don't have a price listed. That is because I have this on a subscription base. But if I wanted to use to buy this image and do credits, then it would tell me how many credits I needed to do for that specific image. And I'm going to tell you, the more resolution, the higher resolution the image, the more credits that it's going to cost you. So the small image may be 1 credit, but the large image may be 10 credits. So all of a sudden it goes exponentially up in price. So the subscription is really intended to save you money with these types of agencies. So when you buy the subscription, then you can download the images, X number of images. And I'm going to tell you, if you have more than 1 or 2 images that you need to get for your business for the year, I really recommend doing a subscription to either Big Stock or iStock, because they're kind of the mid-range of that particular tier of stock imagery. And since they're used a lot, you will see the images out there posted, but they're usually very nice quality images, and they look really good in your printing. And again, iStock, I'll just click here quick on the view plans and pricing so you can see the difference between them and Big Stock. If you want to go one step up so that you know your competitors are not using the same images that you are, that's part of the reason of not using a royalty-free situation, then you can go with Getty or Shutterstock or another professional photographer that sells stock imagery. I know I have a lot of people in the horse industry who listen to my Make It Happen Monday, and I can tell you in that industry specifically, there are a lot of photographers that have really, really nice stock image catalogs that do sell images privately. They may already have one that they've taken that demonstrates what it is that you're trying to demonstrate, and you can specifically buy that image from them. When you do not go under the royalty-free aspect of things, when you actually create a contract for using that image, you can, as the purchaser, pay a little bit extra, and that photographer will not sell that image to another client. So, in other words, if you are a bigger organization and it's very important for you not to have um, competitors using your images, then it's really more important for you to go with either one of the large stock agencies or for you to contact a photographer personally to get an image from them and then guarantee in that contract that that image is not going to be used by one of your competitors. So I hope that this helps you understand a little bit more about how to use imagery, about how to purchase imagery, and the importance of using images is kind of a no-brainer. So go explore, take a look at graphic stock, take a look at big stock, take a look at iStock, do some research on Adobe stock, go to royalty-free images, Google royalty-free images, and take a look around and see if you can find some nice affordable photography to be able to use, or illustrations, by the way. All of these also include vector illustrations, but take a look to see if you can find some images that will really pull people in to your marketing, get them to really get involved in your marketing. So I hope that helps for this week, and I will see you next Monday for another Make It Happen Monday. Have a great day. Thanks.